So it's my absolute pleasure to announce our next speaker, Nalden, the co-founder of the one and only WeTransfer. He's going to be talking to you about how they're really connected to and supporting the creative world and how that's really part of their DNA. So can we have a really massive, warm round of applause for Nalden and welcome him onto the stage.
Flip de size, maar graaf op tilt en nice. Trilt de tent uit, voor niks cent uit. Breng verslag uit, alle zendtijd. Verstik hem on, mind champions, be champions. WeTransfer, verspreid die shit, hype die shit. Bovenaan iedere jaar lijst de shit.
Hi. So, this week I was introduced to this wonderful quote from Edward Albee, who is this Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright, who's mostly known for works such as Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. It was back in the 60s, I wasn't even born then. But apparently, he said something amazing that really struck with me. He said, "The arts are the only things that separates us from all other animals." It made me appreciate the insane amount of quality that we have with museums in Amsterdam. I mean, we have the Rijksmuseum, Van Gogh, the Stedelijk, all grouped together at Museum Square. We have the Photography Museum, Foam, we have the Hermitage. Man, there's crazy amount of museums to explore here in Amsterdam. When you have the chance, you should definitely check it out. And I don't know about you, but when I go to a museum, I go there with a specific artist or exhibition in mind. But every time I'm there, I discover something else, some new piece of art from a different artist. This is very similar to what's happening at WeTransfer. People go online to use our servers to share content. And while at it, they are presented with different artworks. So I wanted to share a bit about this specific part of our business, which is probably the most intangible part. It's the art we show, what is experienced, and dare I say it, the emotions people have when using WeTransfer. It's also something that most VCs don't really get. I mean, why wouldn't we sell these impressions and make more money, right? This is why I'm telling you guys. So, let's start and do this Simon Sinek thing, when start with asking why. Why? Isn't that feeling of being inspired not one of the best feelings possible? It must be way up there together with sex and something. Am I right? Okay. You all have sex, right? In my experience, it feels pretty great. This is not the point. At least when I get inspired, I get super excited, like this small impatient kid, and immediately want to do something. Most of the time I share it, both online and offline. And I have been doing so for nearly 15 years, when I was a teenager living in this small village here in the Netherlands. And it's that kind of village where nothing really happens. So you basically have to go online to explore the world. In fact, there was one happening back in 2003 when the levees broke and the whole village was underwater. But of course, at that point, I was on holiday, so I missed the whole thing. It kind of sucks. But the point is, I had to go online and explore the world. And blogging forced me to stay curious. I love blogging. And it inspired me in music, in tech, in architecture, in fashion. And at the same time, I introduced the full-screen business model offering a billboard for brands to become visible in this blog. And it's that curiosity, inspiration, and desire to share that was the catalyst for starting WeTransfer. It's also how I met Bas, a co-founder. He had already started building this nifty tool that allowed people to send large files. We started this company, bringing that utility together with showcasing creative and commercial content, which became the DNA of WeTransfer. It's the yin and yang. It's together creating that ultimate harmony for the user experience. And going forward, it's still reflected in the product as it is today, and it will be in all the future product development. But to be really honest, we just wanted to build something better than You Send It. Remember You Send It? No. Okay. Well, at the time, it was one of the most used services to send large files, but we wanted to build something much more accessible and so simple to use that even our parents could understand how to use it. So today, I want to reflect a bit on why we still care and show art rather than ads only. The presumption is that inspiration leads to ideas, that leads to creative action. You know, someone creates something amazing, and someone else sees it, and in turn is inspired to create something amazing themselves. Obviously, somewhere in this process, we believe people need our service to start sharing again. So it becomes this creative growth cycle. We've seen this happening with the artist formerly known as Prince. Rest in peace. He started sharing directly with his fans through WeTransfer. And the fun part was he was sharing WAV files rather than MP3s. And that people could download for free. I think that's pretty epic. Same thing happened when I bumped into Pharrell, who was sort of confused that I was the guy from WeTransfer, a geeky white dude, because he was using this service weekly to create music. So that was pretty cool for my ego, made me really happy. And we've also heard stories how it helped many creative people to get to the next stage of their careers. Like Raúl Soria, a young Spanish illustrator who was commissioned to create this big global campaign for Mercedes-Benz because they have seen the art on WeTransfer. Or British photographer Dan Fordy, who was asked to publish a book because the publisher checked out his work on WeTransfer. And crazy stories like this Australian photographer, Tim Allens, whose work was featured, and he got so many traffic on his site from WeTransfer that his domain provider was sure it was a DDoS attack, so he pulled down the website. Mental. And this is partly why we do this. So let me elaborate how we do this. Luckily, I don't have to curate all the artwork myself anymore. We have an in-house editorial team that is dedicated to create the best experience for our users. At the same time, they need to challenge our advertisers to advertise with much better campaigns that look much sexier. And we showcase a range of disciplines. It's all about design, illustration, music, fashion, technology. And we do this on all sorts of levels, from big shot photographers like Ranking and the Royal Academy to students and new Kickstarter campaigns. I think what's also cool is that we maintain a 50-50 gender split of artists. And we have one creative per continent represented in every wallpaper session. We also always select the work by asking ourselves, is the work well crafted? No one can agree on whether something is beautiful or not, but we all want to promote work that is well crafted. All combined, we've showed over 1 billion times art last year, and definitely gonna do the same, if not more, this year. You could argue that's a lot of impressions to sell and make more money. And it's very tempting. But that's essentially not where we're about. It's mostly about the importance of serendipity. I mean, your online life is based on what you have liked in the past. However, we don't target or do anything of that retargeting bullshit. So you actually have a chance, which is quite rare online nowadays, to be shown something you had no idea you would be interested in. It's in those random collisions where really exciting creative thinking comes from. It's the joy of the unexpected. And we will give you more of what we think will stimulate you. Let me try and bring this alive. People come to WeTransfer to upload or download files. They don't come to peruse artwork. So while using WeTransfer, many are caught off guard with these beautiful images. And we don't curate this experience based on what you have liked or disliked in the past. We have the ability to present art, animation, illustration, photography, design that you never knew you might be interested in. I think it's pretty dope. And this is why we've been doing this since day one. Since we went live back in 2009, we hoped to create that moment of collisions, of unexpected connections firing off in a synapses of your brain. And we must be doing something, right? I mean, we now have 40 million people visit WeTransfer every month. Sure, it's not only about these pretty pictures. You need to have this really scalable infrastructure, a rock-solid backend, a responsive frontend, and everything needs to work. And it also helps that the company is profitable due to our paid subscription model and the ads that we do show. But focusing only on tech and utilities doesn't help to make something that people would embrace. It needs some magic that resonates with people. Because let's be honest, inspiration is nothing unless you do something with it. Therefore, I want to invite you all to go to the Stedelijk Museum and experience modern and contemporary art for free. Don't have to go immediately, but with this invitation, you can go in for free, show your next web badge, and just say, hey, Nalden sent me over, and you can get in for free for the whole weekend. It's pretty epic. So I would like to take this opportunity and turn this monologue to a dialogue. So if you have any questions, this is your time to sort of start asking, or you can tweet me. Shall we do this whole QA kind of thing, Emily?
Yeah, let's. I'm not mic'd up, but yes, we definitely should. Oh, one over here. I'll run over. I'll go here.
Hi, hello. Besides subscription, how do you monetize on WeTransfer?
Wow, a very good question. So apart the art that we show, we also show full...
I'll go here.
Hi, hello. Besides subscription, how do you monetize on WeTransfer?
Wow, a very good question. So apart the art that we show, we also show full screen advertisements. So it's a combination of all the impressions that we serve to our users. 1/3 is art, and 2/3 are advertisements, which makes us a lot of money. But even better, we also offer a WeTransfer Plus service, which is basically the same simple service, but with much more and better features. And people have to pay $10 a month for that, so we make even more money. So we have 2 revenue streams that allow us to make money.
Hey Nalden. Wow, it's amazing suddenly hearing your
Wow,
voice.
where
in this
are
big
you?
room.
Oh, there.
Should I stand up?
Sorry.
It's God calling. Yeah, so my question is, it's great that you promote art, but music's an art form as well. And I'm wondering, would you be open for promoting up-and-coming artists the same way you promote other
Totally.
artists?
Totally. Like, I don't know if FKA Twigs is still counted as an upcoming artist, but we did a great collaboration with FKA Twigs. I think we have supported since day one so many artists and music releases. We just relaunched a collaboration with Samfa, a musician from the UK. So yeah, it's part of the whole creative editorial thing that is shown on WeTransfer. So, but thanks. Yes, you should definitely talk to our editorial team. Nice.
Any more questions from the crowd? Hands in the air, I'll run over.
Nice. Don't be so shy.
I have a question for you.
Shit.
So I know that you've just opened an office in Los Angeles. Can you tell me a little bit about that decision?
Well, first of all, in Los Angeles, it's always sunny, so that's a good start. But it's also the heart of the creative community. I mean, we could have gone to New York, which is much more about Wall Street and the media business, or San Francisco, which is when we're competing with tech talent. But LA is about music, entertainment, and we want to be right at the heart of that business. So, which was mainly the reason to go to the US, apart from the fact that the US is incredibly important for us as a market, of course.
Nice, good to know. Any other questions? Yeah, one over there. Okay, I'll go here and then there.
Hi, thanks for your talk, very inspirational. I was wondering what other services or products inspire you at the moment right now?
So there's this app, Tinder. Yesterday I was inspired, or I found this nifty app which was recommended by a friend of mine, Susie, and she showed me this sort of podcast discovery tool which is called Breaker, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, but I do like the thing of Tinder.
And there was another one just over here, I believe. Here? All right, let's play Pass the Mic. Who was it?
Hi, I was wondering if you think that services like Google Drive or Dropbox are a competitor to you,
Sure.
and how?
So what they do well, and they focus mainly on becoming a really good utility. And we think there's much more in offering a utility, which is sort of what I try to explain with offering a much more of an experience to users. I think software, first and foremost, is scary. Technology is scary. It's really handy, but it's scary. And because of creating a super smooth user experience, in which pretty pictures really help, it allows people to embrace technology, so they start using it. So I think this is what sort of sets us apart from semi-competitors like that.
Thank you.
No, no. Oh, there. Hi.
Hi. Hi. Thanks. Very nice speech. I just wanted to ask you, what's your mobile strategy? Because on mobile, you
Oh,
can
yes, I get it.
experience-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not sure what I can talk. It's definitely something new coming that has the same DNA of the product as you know it on web. And it's coming fast, which means this year. And it will be a new proposition where we sort of try to allow you to collect content from anywhere and share it everywhere. and maybe I can say like a Pinterest for mixed media. But I have the investor and the CEO sitting in the room, and they will be like, don't tell, don't start. But you know what I mean?
Okay, great. We've got time for one more question, and then I have one more for you, Nalden. But let's open it up to the floor. So this guy over here, I'll come to you. 1 second.
Hello.
Hi.
So while you've been talking, there's been this really beautiful slideshow of art behind you. So how do you make sure that the ads, which is 2/3 of what you'll actually see, aren't, you know, like gross?
Very good point. So apart from an in-house editorial team, we also have an in-house studio with designers that make sure that we advise advertisers to advertise the way we recommend them and how they would have the most impact with a campaign on WeTransfer. So we help advertisers to design their ads for them. This is sort of how we try to make them not gross, like you say.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Emily, can I do one shout out?
Please do.
Because my grandma is watching on the live stream on her iPad. Oma, heel tof dat u meekijkt.
Okay, so my last question to you, I'm really eager to hear. What has been your biggest learning you've worked so incredibly and so hard. What's the biggest learning that you've got along this journey?
Phew. So I think I made all the mistakes that you can make in a startup journey. But I think one of the biggest learnings is that people make the difference. I am blessed to work with the most talented people in my team, and everybody at WeTransfer inspires me to keep going. So I'm really fortunate to work with these amazing people.
What a lovely answer for them to hear as well. Thank you very much, Nalden. It's been such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much.